During an interview this past weekend on CBS's Face the Nation, Nancy Mace claimed that she had never heard of Jim Jordan's Ohio State University wrestling scandal. Now, I can just say the words Jim Jordan wrestling, and everybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even have to give you the specifics. This is a very well-known thing that happened. The coach, man by the name of, sorry, let me find it here real quick, Richard Strauss. Richard Strauss was the coach of the Ohio State wrestling team, allegedly abused wrestlers for years and years and years and years. Jim Jordan was an assistant coach on that staff, and some of the wrestlers alleged that both Jim Jordan and another assistant coach were well aware of the abuse taking place at the hands of Strauss, but refused to do anything about it. That's what's alleged by some of these former wrestlers. And Nancy Mace says, news to me? What are you talking about? Here is Nancy Mace, again on CBS's Face the Nation from this past Sunday, acting like she had no idea what this scandal was even about. Take a look.
I know you've been outspoken about defending victims of sexual assault due to the past allegations against Jim Jordan that he turned a blind eye to sexual abuse. Give you any reservations?
I'm not familiar or aware with that. He's not indicted on anything that I'm aware of, and so I don't know anything and can't speak to that. But I will say that I have been, as you said, Margaret, I don't know anything, and I don't know anything about that. What I do know is that I've been a very strong voice for women. I've talked to Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise about that. I've been a very
I mean, he's not under indictment, so, obviously this scandal that I know nothing about clearly, is not that big of a deal if we want to make Jim Jordan the Speaker of the House of Representatives, which may be happening today, folks. You're full of it, Nancy Mace. Now, I do understand, and just to be totally honest about this entire Jim Jordan alleged scandal, some wrestlers did come out and defend Jim Jordan and said, no, he never knew anything. He's a bumbling idiot, oblivious to everything, but he didn't know. So some wrestlers say, no, he totally knew about it and did nothing to help us. Other wrestlers do say Jim Jordan didn't know a thing. And yeah, Jim Jordan's not been indicted for it because there was not necessarily anything to really indict him for unless he was part of an actual cover-up. Just not saying something isn't necessarily the same as actively covering it up. Jim Jordan was accused in some of the civil lawsuits, although he was never given a judgment against him. He was accused in the civil lawsuits of knowing and failing to notify. But again, those are well-known facts that this was alleged, not that he did it, but I'm saying you'd have to be living under a rock for the last 8 years to not know about this scandal. So what I'm saying is Nancy Mace is a liar, and there's no reason to lie. In fact, you could have actually helped Jim Jordan out by not lying about it, but instead by saying, listen, things were alleged. You've got former wrestlers that come out and say this is total BS. The guy was on our side. He knew nothing. He was removed from the civil lawsuits, no judgments against him. So this is all ridiculous, and it's ridiculous that you would even bring this up knowing that this man was never actually accused credibly of anything. That's actually what you could have said. But instead, you went the typical Republican route, which was, let me lie my face off because we never get called on it. And as you saw in that clip, Nancy Mace didn't get called on it. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.